Hey guys, it's Nihongo Johnny. Minasan konnichiwa, Nihongo Johnny desu. This is one of the first times I'm recording at night, so it's a little bit different for me. It's very dark outside, it's very quiet, so I'm kinda scared. And my cat is going nuts. Before we actually get started, I just want to say welcome if you're new. My name's Johnny and I talk about all things paranormal in Japan. So if you're into that sort of stuff, I put out new videos every Friday. And if you haven't already, please hit subscribe, hit that thumbs up button, and hit the bell for more notifications. Today's topic was requested by Kira's Paranormal, and she would like me to read Dream School, which is a cursed story. And you guys really seem to like these cursed stories, so I don't know if you guys want to die or if you guys want me to die. Maybe you're just really into these curses. The last one I did was Kashima Reiko, and I have yet to encounter her. I know it's been less than a month, so there's still time, but nothing's happened yet, and I don't think anything's actually gonna come of it. How about you guys? Have you guys encountered anything yet? If you have, let me know in the comments below. And now, let's get into the cursed story of the Dream School. So I don't know if this story curses the reader or the listener. I don't think it directly says. The Dream School is a very scary story from Japan. It is about a boy who becomes stuck in a dream. Warning, this is a cursed story, and you may not want to read it. They say that if you don't forget this story within 1 week, you will have the same dream. You could become stuck in the dream as well and find yourself unable to wake up. So please think very carefully before reading this story. If you guys know more about the rules of the story, definitely let me know. I think it just curses the reader. And lucky enough, I have a horrible memory, so I will definitely forget this story by like the end of the night. I can't even remember what I did yesterday, so I think that's a blessing in disguise. There was a Japanese boy, we'll call him K. He had a very strange dream. In the dream, he found himself wandering through a school. It was not his school. It was a school he did not recognize. It was night, and the school was in darkness. The sound of footsteps echoed down the empty hallways. It was very eerie. He tried to open the doors and windows, but they were all locked. He tried banging on them as hard as he could, but the glass would not crack. The school was very large and sprawling. It was like a maze, and it did not seem to make sense. Walking down one corridor would bring him back to the place he was before. It was very strange, as if the normal rules of time and space did not apply. Kay was starting to get scared. He began to run down the hallway. The corridor stretched on without an end, and there was no exit. After running past the same set of classrooms several times, Kay noticed something odd. The corridor was an endless loop. No matter how long he ran down the corridor, he would always find himself back at the start. He decided to try a different route. He ran down the hallway to the right, then took a left, and then took a left again. He entered the home economics room and went out the door. He went through to the other side and found himself in another hallway. He entered the art room and went out the door on the other side. Somehow it brought him to the 3rd floor, next to the girls' toilets. Once again, it seems like we're back in the bathroom for a Japanese ghost story. He went through the music room and ran down the hallway past another set of classrooms. He came to a stairway and went down. He kept wandering and wandering. The night seemed to last forever. He felt like dawn would never come. King Kong, King Kong. Kay heard the muffled sounds of a clock chiming. When he looked up, he saw a clock. The hands were swinging back and forth like a pendulum. Clunk, 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 clunk. Kay heard the echo of heavy footsteps chasing him. He was too scared to look behind him and desperately wanted to escape. He ran up a set of stairs that would have taken him to the 4th floor, but instead he found himself on the 1st floor, outside the audio-visual room. Clunk, 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 clunk. The footsteps began to get faster and faster. He ran down the corridor and turned left. Left again, right, and then left again. He came out in front of another set of classrooms. At the end of the hallway, there was an emergency exit, but the glass box that housed the key was smashed and the key was missing. There was a note inside that said the key was in classroom 108. The footsteps were coming closer and closer. Kay ran down the stairs. He turned left and ran down the hallway, then turned right and right again. He found himself outside a classroom. On the door, there was a sign that read 108. Kay tried the door and it opened. He stepped inside and shut the door behind him. The classroom was in darkness, and he could barely see. He flicked the light switch, but it didn't work. The classroom was filled with desks, and there were bags hanging on the back of each chair. Kay started searching desperately through them. He looked in every bag, searched in every drawer. All the while, he could hear the footsteps coming down the hallway. Before long, he heard something banging loudly against the door of the classroom. Kay still couldn't find the key that he was looking for. He pulled the drawers out of the desk and tipped them on the floor. He opened the bags and began dumping the contents out on the floor. The sound of banging grew louder and louder. The door seemed as if it was about to come off its hinges. He searched desperately but still couldn't find the key. Just then, the knocking on the door suddenly stopped. There was an eerie silence. Kay stood there trembling, waiting with bated breath. He stood there in the darkened room, afraid to move a muscle. After a while, he couldn't hear anything, so he went to the door. He reached out, turned the handle, and opened it gently. Then he peered out into the corridor. What he saw horrified him, and a scream died in his throat. There were countless boys and girls. They were in pieces. Their hands, arms, and legs were severed from their torsos. The floor was awash with blood, and they were dancing, jerking back and forth, their limbs flailing to and fro in a dance of death. Kay was drawn into the dream. His body remained asleep, but he was never able to wake up. Even today, he is still wandering through the school in his mind. Now that you have read this story, please try to forget about it. If you don't forget about this story within a week, you will have the same dream in which you will find yourself wandering around the school. You will have to find the key and escape through the emergency exit before you come across the pieces of the boys and girls who dance, or you will be drawn into the dream forever. That was kind of gory and really creepy. It was one of those mind-bending stories. I really hope I don't have this dream, but once again, I have a terrible memory, so I will probably forget. What did you guys think of this story? Do you think you'll have the dream? Do you think it's real? Have you ever read it before? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Also, please let me know if you guys ever have any ideas for future videos. I'll be so happy to cover topics that you guys want to hear. So once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and if you haven't already, please hit subscribe, hit that thumbs up button, and hit the bell for more notifications. And as always, I'll see you guys next Friday for another spooky video.